Because I was so influenced by Goku and getting stronger, I mean, heck, I even used Black Clover, for instance. Yami, push past your limits. There is no reason I cannot lift 500 pounds. There is no reason I can't squat 450 in that mindset because anime characters push past their limits. And I know a lot of people in the fitness industry as well agree with that statement. They get motivated by anime characters because they push past their limits. They get to the next level, they get to the next step, and nothing ever will stop them.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Life with Anime Podcast, where you come to be entertained, find some escape and relief, and where we talk about the impact that anime has on our lives. We are your hosts, Family Man Joe.
And Mr. Music Major. How y'all doing?
What's good? Today, we have another special guest, one of P's mutuals from a long time ago. He's currently dancing right now, but they will not be able to see you, unfortunately. So maybe we'll make a little blooper reel with that. We have to. You got some good moves. We'll put you next to Preston's little wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube-man dance that he's got going on over there.
That was a mouthful.
That was
You get a car. You get a
Shout
car.
out family. Get a car. Yeah, exactly. But little intro for him. He has, from what I saw on YouTube, he's got 10 plus years of content creating experience, which is we got some fun older videos, which we'll definitely clip on top of this interview here. He is a fellow Funko Pop collector and figure collector, which, as we can see from mine and his, P got some as well. Obviously, we're all in that category there. He's a father of 4 pets. He's got 3 cats and a dog, Valkyrie, Bjorn, Freya, and Anubis, if I'm make sure I'm saying those right.
Anubis.
Perfect. And his nerdiness doesn't just go into anime, it extends to video games and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Can I
Mr.
show
Blake-
feet on
Ooh.
here? Can I show feet on
You
here?
can-
I do have Lord of the Rings tattoos, but they're on my calf.
If you want to, that's completely fine. We have Blake Koala with us today. Blake, what's up, man?
Hi guys, thank you so much for inviting me. Do you want to see my foot?
I'm all about tattoos, so let's
I'll show
see
you
it.
my foot.
Very nice. Okay.
Oh, that's dope.
Wait.
I am highly. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Once you move the mic, that's even better.
We got the ring wraith, Balrog. Give me a second.
Both legs.
No, just the other side. We got
okay.
Aragorn,
Oh, nice.
Legolas, and we got the eye. So yeah, I'm tatted.
That's
Very nice.
That's all my stretching for the day.
Hey, look, you're good to go now. Pretty mobile. I am jealous, highly jealous. My wife is not a huge tattoo fan. She will say some look good, but she's not a huge fan of me having tattoos. So I'll leave it with that. We'll let Blake get his sock back on.
That was a struggle.
But yeah, man, really appreciate your time. Really appreciate you hopping on with us. It was funny because you forgot what you commented on or messaged me about. You're like, would love to be on the show. I'm like, we were talking about you the other day about wanting to get you on the show. So it's pretty dope that kind of happened.
It has had definitely nothing to do with my content whatsoever. It was my charming personality.
Absolutely. Charming personality and good looks. So
That was it. Dude, I already showed you my feet, and you're giving me comments. Dinner later.
yeah, dinner after.
Deal.
all right. Anywho, before we get started, man, plug your socials. Let everybody know what you're doing.
Oh my God. Guys, my name is Blake Koala. Yes, Koala the marsupial that you'll find climbing like bamboo. I think it's bamboo that they have in Australia. But yes, Blake Koala on TikTok and YouTube, but Blake_Koala on Instagram because some bot stole my name for some reason.
Oh, dang.
But I am an anime content creator / anime influencer, and my content really revolves around bringing positivity into anime culture for new and old weebs with skits, interviews, overall facts, and a little bit of news as well. So kind of a one-stop shop for everything weeby.
Cool. Well, let's get into the interview. We've had some technical difficulties today with internet connection and websites not working. So it's been one heck of a day, one heck of a night already. But let's officially.
Joe, let's be for real. Like you want to say like the
No,
website?
listen, bro.
No, this was Preston.
I was going to say it was just Preston.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
You were mean to him earlier. I don't know why you're nice to him now because you hit record.
Because I'm always mean to P, and I need to be nicer to P, especially when people are watching. I'm trying to do better.
Ow.
I'm trying to do better.
Proud of
Especially
you.
when people are watching.
I'm trying. All right, first question of the day for Mr.
Oh, no.
Blake here. Who are we're starting easy. We're easing you in.
Okay.
We'll
ready.
get to the crazy stuff later. But what or who got you into anime, and when did you first start watching?
Okay. So I kind of accidentally got myself into anime growing up. So the first few things that I watched, I believe around it was the same time. I can never pinpoint it, but my earliest memory would be the Studio Ghibli films. I grew up on,
Okay.
My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, honestly, all of the films when it came to Studio Ghibli. Around the same time, obviously, Pokemon, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z. So definitely a lot of the 90s. I'm a millennial, so definitely a lot of the 90s anime. Then I kind of fell off for a little bit. I would go back on, back off. Watched a lot of Naruto when Naruto first premiered. Watched a little bit of Bleach, then fell off. But I was definitely a Naruto stan, surprisingly. Shock, for a little bit. Then I would say AOT back in 2013, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Then I fell off again for a little bit, but I was still an anime fan regardless. And then obviously I feel like everyone else during 2020, it just kind of took off. I was like, you know what? Let's get back into the anime train and just ride it. And it wasn't just me that got into it. It was my fiance, who also got me into it even more because I might like to watch a lot of anime, but she likes to watch a lot.
Really?
Of anime. Yeah.
So we should have had her on here instead of you, is what you're telling us.
100%. Yes. But she also will probably still say that FairyTail is trash.
Oh, she's great peoples. She's great peoples.
But she also will say Black Clover is amazing.
And you lost P.
I know I lost him. Look, I could. We'll talk about it later, but I could empathize why Black Clover has its issues.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about it later, P. We'll talk about it
Got
later.
you.
Can I just say real quick?
Go ahead. Real quick.
I don't. Real quick, and we're gonna hit it. Move. Pause. This is that One Piece talk that now we'll forever say pause on everything. But what I will say is I don't think Black Clover is trash. I don't.
Okay.
I just think it's mid.
We have I don't know if you saw our previous episodes or whatever. We talked about how for us mid is not trash. Like what people normally consider mid, usually when they say mid is to insult a show. Mid for us is not that. Mid is middle of the pack. It's a good show. It's not a great show, but it's also not a horrible show. It's a show we definitely can enjoy and watch, but it's not one of our favorites. So that's where mid is for us, just to give a better picture of what P is trying to express there.
That's a good breakdown, because I feel like a lot of people definitely misuse the word mid and overuse it plenty of times.
Absolutely. I mean, I honestly, and I'll say to myself, I was one of those people. I definitely used to say
100%.
that because I think it was just because that's what everyone said. And so when I was wanting to insult the show, I would call it mid.
You would call it mid.
I would definitely call it mid. I think, again, a lot of people do that.
I never got mid mixed up with FairyTail, which is crazy because I have never in a million years called FairyTail mid. It has always been
trash,
garbage juice.
Yeah, trash.
Sorry, Tracy.
Tracy and Jared. Cool. P, you want to go ahead and hop into this next one, my guy?
So let's talk about a little bit about Dragon Ball Z. So this is how I met you. I know you are a Dragon Ball Z as well as a Dragon Ball fanatic. We have seen your rooms. Yeah. We have seen your Funko Pop, which is absolutely crazy. Your computers, your posters, you are everything DBZ related. So question for you: how did Toriyama's death impact you, and how did it make you feel just about certain things when dealing with anime, life, and in general?
So, I mean, going back to obviously the anime journey, out of everything, Dragon Ball is what I grew up with. Obviously, I chose a few things to try different things, but Dragon Ball was it. If there was any other anime that I watched, it was Dragon Ball. That was it. OG Dragon Ball Z, a little bit of Dragon Ball Kai, obviously, but like that was it. Like that was my childhood growing up. That was my number one anime, and I know a lot of people relate to that as well. Is, you know, that was either the stepping stone in getting into anime, or maybe the only anime that they watch. So Dragon Ball was with me for a very, very long time. So when Akira Toriyama unfortunately passed away, rest in peace, the legend, it was actually really hard for me to try to make a video. Like, I know a lot of my other fellow content creators were making videos, and respect to them, they're more than welcome to. For me personally, I kind of just wanted to take my time and reflect, because it was just, you know, it was so sad, because, you know, my mind kind of goes everywhere and thinking, what does this mean for the future of the show? What does this mean for Super? Like, Dragon Ball Daima now is going to be his last piece of work that he's ever worked on. Yeah, everyone was talking trash about Daima beforehand.
Now
I was.
All on it.
And now I'm like, well, I got to watch Daima now, because that's his last project. That's going to be the most watched Dragon Ball show ever. I can't say about it now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to absolutely love it, because, again, it's going to have that connection of, you know, Toriyama's last project. And he's even talked about how Daima was a love letter to the fans of so many years of Dragon Ball. And it's also, you know, sad to think possibly that he knew his time could have swayed any, like, it could have been any moment. And maybe the reason he did Dragon Ball Daima out of the blue, from a lot of us fans being like, why did you just not do Super? That maybe he knew in the back of his mind that he didn't have much time left on this earth, and he wanted to get this project out. And I think it's going to mean a lot more watching it now, because it really could be the last project for many reasons.
No, absolutely. Like, I think this Daima is definitely, I feel like many people obviously had the same sentiment you just expressed. Like, I was not excited about Daima. I was like, oh, great, here we go. Well, like, what? This is not what anyone wanted. What are we doing here? And now that this has happened, like, it definitely is going to be, like you said, probably one of the most watched Dragon Ball series there are.
Yeah,
I'm watching it. I'm sure we'll definitely talk 100%. About it when it officially comes out. But also, I want to say, like, I completely understand what you mean as far as, like, it being, especially if, like, that's your favorite show, if that has had that much of an impact on you, it being hard to talk about his death and talk about Dragon Ball right after it happened. I know for us, I know some other creators that also kind of felt that way and didn't like that everyone was talking about it. I know we made a video, and a lot of it for us was more like, he had a major impact on us as well. Like, that was the first anime that I knew was anime that I watched, you know, and then dove into it. I had a lot of memories with my father that surrounded Dragon Ball Z, and, you know, that it being with my father, that, like, adds a whole other spectrum to it as well. And so it just really had an impact on me as well. And I just really want to express, I guess, our gratitude and love for the show and for him, and then the moments that it created in our lives. You know, so I definitely understand, like, why you or anybody else, like, it would definitely be a hard time to talk, because there's even moments while we were talking that it was, like, hard to get a couple words out that I ended up cutting out. So you know,
I mean, Preston knew too. I mean, like to answer your question simply, it was very hard to make content because of it meant so much, also because of my childhood, but also because of my content, because as Preston knows, I started gaining my following because of my Dragon Ball videos. That's really where I, like, started to, like, get into one of my chapters of my content for anime. Like, I was making Dragon Ball facts after facts after facts after facts, like a lot of Dragon Ball videos. So a lot of people knew me from my Dragon Ball videos, and not unfortunately, but, like, one of the freaking videos was me chasing my cat, who were pretending it was Geass, and I would have to shave my cat. That went so viral, and it was a Dragon Ball video. It got, like, I think it got, like, 4 million views on Instagram, 2 million views on TikTok. It just blew up, and just me trying to pretend to shave my cat. I never shaved my cat, by the way, guys. I never shaved my cat. It was the blonde one. It was Freya, who, funny enough, is a female cat, and Geass is a male cat, but she was the only one willing to stay.
I will say a couple of things. I remember when Joe called me. Like I said, I hadn't, because I'm not on Twitter like that. I rarely, like, you know, I'm on TikTok, but I hadn't heard anything. I'm on Instagram and I hadn't heard anything. But Joe had texted me. No, he called me and he was like, "Did you hear about Toriyama?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Just go on Twitter." And I was like, "Joe, don't tell me this man has died.
Yeah.
And Joe was like, just go look it up.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and I was like, bruh. So
I got
like
so
that,
many messages, dude.
Yeah.
I 100% understand.
It hit hard. I will say, I think this is like the harsh thing about the content creator like field that we're in now, is that everybody is grasping for likes and views. So I have seen, and not to like shade
Say
anybody,
with your chest, bro. Because I'm probably thinking the same thing.
bro.
Say with your chest.
Yeah. Say with
I
your
have
chest.
seen
Just say it.
people make 5 and 10 and 15 videos off of this man's death just for likes and views and clicks. And sometimes, like, I get it, it's social media, like people got to make their living, but to
capitalize on something like this,
capitalize on somebody's death.
You could do a 45-second video and not do the program on TikTok and not, and respect, but a lot of them tend to be a minute over 3 minutes. And you're cashing out on that. So and not everyone has ill intentions. Not everyone does.
Yeah.
And not everybody. And so I get it. But I just saw that a lot, to where even now I still see people making videos. And like Joe said, capitalizing off this man's death. And I get it. This is the generation that we live in. This is the social media world that we live in. But man, for me, that's harsh, because I would be upset if I was in heaven and I saw Joe or anybody make 20 videos of my death.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
And I think too, I mean, I know you asked me about it too, Pete, when we first decided to make the longer version, the longer video, the 30-minute video for YouTube. I was like, as far as like making reels from it, I was like, I really don't want to. Like, I want to put my words out there, my piece out there, and pay my respects to him, my condolences to his family, and talk about the impact that he has had and his creations had on my life. But I just want to leave it at that. Like, I want to be done with it. I just wanted to do that basically, and I didn't want to string it along. I didn't want to post a couple reels for a couple days straight, like just continue to talk about it. Like, I posted some stories obviously, but like I didn't want it to seem like I was following into that same trend as well. Like, that was not my intention at all. That was not our intention at all. And so it does suck to see that that's kind of how this is played out.
Yeah. I think a majority, I would love to think a majority of them had the right intentions, and they posted the content that they wanted to post because they were hurting so bad. And again, I think that would be the majority of people, and I would hope that. But of course, like how we've seen in this world, that unfortunately might not be everyone's intention, because some people will just want to get the next paycheck because of how algorithms are and how TikTok is, especially recently. So I could understand both sides of the coin. So that's also why it was kind of hard for me to post. I did stories. I did plenty of stories on Instagram. I said, I ain't getting paid. I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's hard because, like I said, this was this man's legacy, and of course he has a protege. And I think excuse me, I cannot say his name.
No, I can't say his name either. So you're good.
Toyotaru, I think is his name. I think is going to do an amazing job, because he was dude's protege. He does an amazing job at he's done a few chapters of Super. Man, listen, I'm not good with words.
Horrible at English names, let alone Japanese names.
No, you did it. It was close enough.
Like,
I'm
looking forward. Oh shoot, I'm looking forward to it. But like, it's like, man, like that was like a chunk of my childhood that was like ripped.
Realistically, too, because he has built such an empire, he probably has a lot of his notes and a lot of the things that he has done already, set aside, that like the corporation and then they know where the next few steps or the next few years should go. I feel like Akira was smart enough to be like, hey, I got it all, like, in a vault, like, you're good for the next like few years, but nothing will ever be what Akira Toriyama's original vision would be, because I would like to believe that he would go in there and be like, no, we got to tweak this. No, we got to change that. Yeah. We got to do this instead. For the Dragon Ball Superhero movie, that's a few things that he did. He changed a few of the scenes. He went in there like, no, we got to do this instead. So that aspect of when these new projects will come out in the future of Dragon Ball, we'll never be able to see again, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Highly unfortunate. All right, let's get a little pep in our step. Little obviously
R.I.P. the legend.
Toriyama. Yeah, R.I.P. to
R.I.P. the legend. And don't say he did not do anything to the anime community, because he did everything to the anime community.
Bro, he did
we actually gotta talk about that, because anyone that's been like insulting him, let's flip the script actually.
Yeah.
People that have been insulting him and saying that he is not known for anything and just like only Dragon Ball and great, because like the number one comment that I saw that killed me was, "Oh, thank God, because Dragon Ball fans suck."
What? Bro, when I tell you this generation is weird, bro. This generation is weird, bro.
It's really weird.
It's really weird, because it's like you can have your opinions on someone's creation. Like you could definitely have the opinions that it's not my favorite anime. It has made an impact on my life. I love the show. I will forever love the show. I will never ever say that it's my favorite anime.
It has its flaws. It also has its flaws, and we know that.
Yeah, exactly.
But you cannot deny. Go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say, one, you can't deny the impact. I think that you were going to say, Pete. You cannot deny 100%. The impact that Dragon Ball Z, Super, GT, all of it has had on anime and people's lives. But also to then say that, thank God someone has passed because of fans of a show.
Oh, this generation different.
That's just I don't understand, bro. I really don't get it. Like we
need to bring back bullying. we were bullied weebs, bro. We were bullied weebs. We need to bring it back so they understand, dude. They don't get it. They don't understand fillers. They don't understand getting bullied. They don't understand waiting each week for a new episode to find out that an entire arc is only filler. Thank you, Bleach.
Y'all are so privileged that y'all have an app that y'all can skip and watch whatever y'all want to watch. Meanwhile, like me and Joe was talking, we would rush to get off the bus just so we did not miss Dragon Ball Z.
Obviously, I do not condone bullying, so I don't actually want anyone to get
bullied. We don't.
Like,
we don't.
Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't either. But I get the sentiment exactly what you're saying, because I feel the same way. Like I feel like this day and age, this generation, we're so stuck behind a computer screen or a phone screen, and we feel like we could, or not we, because I don't, but they feel like they can say whatever the heck they want to say without any consequences, bro, or even taking someone else's thoughts, opinions, or feelings into consideration. And it's just like, I don't get it. I really don't get it, because again, if you were to say that, you would never say this to someone's face, and if you would, it would not end well for you. It just really 100%. Wouldn't. Say it to the wrong person and it's over.
I will say a teacher changed my perception on freedom of speech. And he would say freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences. Like you can say whatever you want to say.
Like that.
Yeah.
But best believe there are consequences behind what you say.
For what you say,
Absolutely.
100%. I like that. That was a good teacher. You know what I do? Great. And I think especially anyone that's trying to get into content, and I think Preston, you do this as well, really, really good, is, you know, when it comes to content, no matter what you post, you're probably going to get some trolls, you're probably going to get some hate comments, especially in the weeb community. In my mind, how I really block out a lot of the naysayers and a lot of the hate comments, I just think it's some 7-year-old behind that screen, which it probably is. And he's just happy to have his mom's phone. And he's like, this is stupid. And that's it. And that's all I think. I'm like, not worth my time. Thanks for pushing my video, though. Keep commenting.
I appreciate
it.
And I would say one last thing, and then we can move on. I have seen so many people, and again, not saying anybody in particular, but I have seen so many people bash Dragon Ball Z. But bro, y'all eating up this content about how y'all sorely gonna miss Toriyama. I was like, won't you
They really flipped the script right there.
Said you hated DBZ.
And maybe it's the same people we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it's sad, unfortunately, but it's the nonsense that we have to now deal with. So, all right. Let's move on here. Let's talk about your journey here a little bit as a content creator. And I know now, especially with you and P having talked, I'm missing some couple things. So I'm just going based off of what I've seen on YouTube. You and P can address the Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff. But based on what I saw on YouTube, just want to talk about how you got to where you are now. What made you want to do what you're doing, as far as the content creating, especially specifically anime content creating, because you didn't start with anime. From what I saw the Lego videos from like 13 years ago. Your first one
I had one go viral. I had one Lego video go viral, bro.
You had some good ones. I laughed, bro. It was great. The first one I saw was Star Wars: The Job Interview. I really enjoyed it. Then 11 years from ago, I saw that you went to gaming content. You were doing Minecraft, like Legend of Zelda, Mario Kart, stuff like that. There are some horror games in there as well that I saw that I hadn't heard of, and I wasn't gonna touch or look, so I don't mess with that kind of stuff. But I saw it. And then from what I saw, you went on a little hiatus for a couple of years, and then you kind of came back with the best Dragon Ball Super fights in September of 2022. That was the first anime video that I saw on your YouTube. And also, instead of Blake Koala, your name used to be Mr. Black Koala. Yeah. I'm curious. I guess talk about that. Talk about the transitions, the start of the young Blake, beforehand, transitioning from Legos to video games to anime, the hiatus you took, whatever. Like, just tell us a little bit about your content creator journey.
God.
And also talk about how you got into stop motion stuff.
Yeah, that was dope.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. You know, it's funny. I almost always kept debating on like doing a video just say fuck it, let me do a stop motion video again, because I know how to do it. And I still got plenty of Legos. So maybe one of these days, if I can find a Dragon Ball Z Lego, which I know they exist, people make custom ones. Let's see what I can do.
Yeah.
So I've been theoretically content creating for like literally over 10 years, and I've gone through multiple different journeys. I first opened up my YouTube back in 2010. I think it was 2010. And that was like the height of like PewDiePie was just starting, like Markiplier, just like all the YouTube stars that we know of today. Like that was the start. I was like, yeah, let me try to get into like, some sort of content. And for some reason I decided to do stop motion. The only background I really had is that at the time I was taking a lot of film classes in high school, and so I really just liked overall film, and I really wanted to try stop motion. Yeah. So I tried stop motion. I said, man, I got all these Legos. Let me see if I can get into Lego stop motion, because at the time it was kind of the thing. There was like a lot of people doing stop motion with Lego on YouTube, and I was like, yeah, let me try it. So I did a few videos, and one of them was called, I think it was called Lego Ninja or something. The freaking video got like 1.2 million views. It's like, okay. Yeah, it was random, but like I only dropped like the 10 Lego videos and then I fell off. And then I would say around 2012, 2013, I decided to try to do video game content. So I did a lot of Let's Plays. Minecraft just came into beta pretty much at the time. So I did Minecraft videos, just high school Blake, nerdy little Blake, doing a bunch of videos. And I just overall liked creating content, and I overall liked creating videos. Like I just loved to create something. The accomplishment to create something was something that I just loved to do. Then I, went to college, took a hiatus, and kind of going into my career background, I did a lot of things. So I worked for multiple companies over my time. So I grew up in Connecticut, and I went to school in Rhode Island for a little bit, for like 8 months. And then I dropped out and I moved to Florida. So I currently live in Florida. And when I moved to Florida, I ended up working for Disney. And when I worked for Disney, I did a lot of their entertainment. So I had a little bit of an entertainment background, and I mean, I don't work for them anymore and I don't speak for the company. So the terminology that we use were friends with. Friends with is considered who you played as those characters. So certain friends that I was with, I was Goofy, Darth Vader, Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, a bunch of other characters. If you really want to see those pictures, you could go on my Instagram, scroll all the way down. They're still there.
Hey, listen, guess what? They'll be in this video.
We're about to find it. Yeah.
They're still there.
Yes, was a great villain.
Yeah. Imagine me without a beard. It was weird. And glasses. No glasses. I used to have 20/20 vision, and then Florida like ruined my vision. So like, I don't know what happened.
Oh, man.
I don't know what happened. So yeah, I worked for Disney for a while, did a lot of jobs, and then obviously the wonderful pandemic happened. And so during the pandemic, I actually decided to start live streaming because I was thinking, well, I did my video game content years ago, and I love video games. Why don't I just start live streaming again? So I decided to do Twitch. And before I even thought of my username, I was like, well, I can't do my old username from YouTube because it was called Mr. Black Koala. And the reason it was called Mr. Black Koala is it was black is in Blake, and then koala is in Coelho. So my last name is Coelho. And
Okay.
none of my teachers growing up could pronounce my last name, so they always would call me Koala. So that was how
Okay.
Mr. Black Koala like came to be. And when I went into Twitch, this is around like 2020, I would say, yeah, 2020. I was like, well, I'm not going to do that. Let's just do my actual name. So I did Blake Coelho, my actual name, on Twitch.
Okay.
And then I was streaming a lot of horror games. I love Dead by Daylight, Alien Isolation. I was streaming a lot of horror games, but I was doing pretty well. I was actually enjoying Twitch a lot. But the thing with Twitch and live streaming is that it takes up a lot of your time. I was streaming like 5 days a week. You're streaming. I did like 24-hour streams. Like
Okay,
I did
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
I was building up a really good community, and a lot of those community members actually still follow me today. Shout out to you guys. But I was so close to partner. I was averaging like 65 views a video. But then the pandemic was starting to like kind of ease up, and people are starting to get back to work. And with people getting back to work, less people are on Twitch. So my views were dropping, and it was getting really, really hard to maintain. And I was just getting really stressed out, and it was very stressful, because you're on there 5 days a week. You're kind of looking to try to make that income with subscribers, but no one's there. It just becomes really stressful.
Yeah.
So at the time, not at the time, my fiance, her name is Autumn. She was like, why don't you just try TikTok? And funny enough, I already had a TikTok at the time. It was called, right? She was like, try TikTok. And it was already called Blake Coelho for my Twitch handle, but that TikTok wasn't going anywhere. So she's like, why don't you just make a new TikTok and just try something else? Like, you like anime. Why don't you just talk about anime or something? And I said, okay. So I made a new TikTok profile, and it was called Blake Koala, because I was like, I'm not going to use the same name. Let's just change up, like take the last name, because no one ever could pronounce my name. And which was funny when I was streaming, because my username on stream was Blake Coelho. Again, the same problem kept running into. No one could say my last name, so they kept saying Koala. So I was like, I guess the new profile should be Blake Koala. So that was the birth of Blake Koala. And so I posted one video about Demon Slayer. I think it was actually, I posted 3 videos about Demon Slayer. And my third video on Demon Slayer was me getting excited to watch Mugen Train, or it was season 2, was one of them. And it went 1.2 million views, and that was it.
Damn.
That was it.
Okay.
That started all of it. And so, I was on TikTok for the longest time. I was getting to like 20K. I was at 20K followers at the time. And then I literally met Preston, I think, around that time. I would say 20K, 15K followers. He was an anime content creator as well. Met some really awesome mutuals. He's been following me forever. He's like an OG. And then I like changed my content over to, oh God, we did a lot. I feel like Preston's going to understand this, but with anime TikTok, you go into a lot of different genres and a lot of different videos just to get views.
You do.
Like,
you do.
It's a beast.
I went to, because at one point in time I had started doing just piano content, because that's how I started my whole content journey, is doing covers for outros and openings of anime. And then it switched from there to
reaction content,
maybe just talking about reaction content.
We did a lot of reaction content. Because we would go back and forth, dude. We did like stitches of each other's videos, because you would say something controversial, I would say something controversial,
and then I would come back and say,
when does Preston not say something controversial?
No one knew though. No one knew, because we would message each other and be like, yo, I'm totally gonna stitch your video. It's not serious. Like no one knows. Right. No one knows that people do that.
You have to say all of that. Yeah, you have to say all of that to make sure people don't get in their feelings and do all that stuff. So it went from that to reaction, and then reaction to people would post memes, and you would
react to it like crazy. Dude, I would just throw out there that Naruto sucks just to piss someone off. It would just do a lot of views. I don't really honestly believe Naruto sucks. It has a lot of filler and Boruto's horrible, but Naruto's not a bad anime. Like, I generally, you know, it has its issues like anything, but like the TikTok culture and the anime TikTok culture would say so many crazy things just to get views. Some people understood it, others did not. The 7-year-olds, they didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
And so like I said, it was a really revolving thing. Yeah. Even now, like I have
it's worse now though, TikTok. Because now it's changed. And now it's more aggressive. It's weird. It's weird right now.
Yeah, I don't need to
know.
Yeah. But yeah, good.
Don't go
good
on there.
Times.
Don't
back
go on
in
there.
Like 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021.
Peak.
Great time.
Peak, dude. Peak.
Great time.
So, my content revolved multiple different times. I did Dragon Ball videos. So once I got kind of out of like the reaction stuff, because the reaction video stuff were just kind of not for me in the sense of just like, I just can't keep talking shit because like this is boring. I don't want to be this kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I got into a lot of fact videos. I did a lot of fact videos mixed in with some skit videos as well, but a lot of Dragon Ball because I went back to my roots. I absolutely love Dragon Ball, so did a lot of Dragon Ball videos. But then I would say around late 2022, early 2023, I was kind of running into a dilemma to where, you know, I was kind of getting bored. So I was like, you know, I got to change it up. Let me throw some Jujutsu Kaisen in there. Let me throw some One Piece in there. You know, let me throw some other, you know, videos. And for the time, they wouldn't do as well as the Dragon Ball videos, of course. But, you know, I progressed and I kept going and I kept going. And at the time as well, I learned from some other friends, they were like, you know, you need to start posting these videos on other platforms. You know, YouTube's about to drop, you know, shorts, and then Instagram's a great place too. So just start dropping the videos there. So that's what I did. I just started dropping the videos there, and nothing much came of it. Like YouTube was doing okay, but like Instagram was very stagnant for a very long time, but I didn't stop posting videos. So then I changed my content again, and I changed my content again, and I'm changing my camera setup. I'm changing my lighting. I'm changing my script. I'm starting to script my videos. I'm, you know, doing more informational stuff, but then I'm doing skits as well. And then like, it's not just Dragon Ball anymore. It's going to Jujutsu Kaisen. It's going to One Piece. It's going to a random anime. It's going to everything. So I'm just creating a whole different persona of content to give some people better quality content overall. So, you know, my journey has definitely taken me into very different places, but because I started changing my content, I was able to do more opportunities. I've worked with multiple artists like Ozzy DeVirus. I've worked with Dominic Glover. I've been invited to conventions. I worked with Crunchyroll Video Games for a video. I've done Tokyo Treat boxes.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually doing another subscription box for them as well. I've worked with Roosevelt's. I've worked with so many companies because I started changing my content around and kind of bringing more of a positive vibe. Now, with the change of content and more of a positive outlook, you know, when it comes to the TikTok world, of course, the views weren't as good. But on the business aspect and how I felt about my content, that was doing so much better.
That's good.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, the journey just kept changing, and I would say okay, so late 2023 to now, I think I've really defined my content now as anime. My tagline is pretty much anime is for everybody new and old, and I want someone to come to my page. If you have no idea what anime is about, because of my content, you are going to be interested to start an anime, even if it's one. So I always want to bring joy to anyone that is in the community or outside the community with my content to be like, wow, anime is actually pretty cool. This guy's really funny. I want to know more. So that's really how I define my content now.
Okay.
Can you talk a little? Excuse me, Joe.
No.
Can you talk a little bit more about like your content change? Were you hesitant? Were you a little nervous at the time, or did you just say, "Hey, yo, I'ma just go balls to the wall, like let me do this"?
So I wish I could say I was like super confident, like balls to the wall. While I was going through the process of changing content and trying different things, I was probably like talking to my fiance, texting my buddy, like, dude, is this the right way to go? The views aren't good. Like, the views were just so down for so long until like it started to slowly go up. So the minute you change content, and I'm not talking niche to niche, unfortunately, it was so simple as, yes, I'm an anime content creator, but because I was only doing Dragon Ball videos for so long and then shifting it to something else, that in itself was technically changing content. So the views would just mountain. But now, I would say I could probably post about One Piece, the video will do well. I could post about Jujutsu Kaisen, the video will do well. Like, depending on like, you know, a lot of other factors, because you can't like defeat algorithms. But no, to answer your question, it was absolutely definitely scary. I pushed through. It took me probably 6 to 7 months to finally get out of Dragon Ball content, which I absolutely love still posting Dragon Ball content. I still post Dragon Ball content, not as frequently.
Yeah, you do.
But it definitely took me like 8 months to get to a more level playing field of people watch my stuff either for me or just the overall general consensus of what I'm going to post as well. And it could be any anime.
You know, that's good. I think that's good for people to hear. I think sometimes we, as content creators, really do want to switch up our content, but we're so scared that like people won't gravitate towards what we change to. So we keep spinning our wheels and being in the same rut of like making the same content over and over again, when literally like your blessing might just be, hey, yo, change like this one or two things. Like, it might take some time, but like you'll reap the benefits in the end.
I almost gained a new audience. So like the same people that have been following me, I would say for day one, you know, the real true OGs. Yeah, of course they're still gonna like watch my stuff, but with going to a broader audience and trying new things, I've gained such a different audience. Like I would say if I had to pick all the fandoms that follow me, it's Dragon Ball, Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, and then a few mixed in there, but those are probably the top 3 fandoms I have easily in my profile that people come to watch those 3 things specifically.
I mean, and even to P, like P was saying, like the fact that you know, changing obviously can be a little bit scary, but you mentioned like how that little change and going to the positive aspect and talking more about other things other than just Dragon Ball Z, like business wise, it worked out for you. It may not have started well view wise as far as content wise, but then it allowed you to maneuver into other ventures as well that obviously have helped you.
The tag along on that, I don't want anyone, even yourself or anyone else that's watching as a content creator. I got my very first like deal with a company only at 50K followers on one platform. You don't have to have a massive platform. I mean, hell, I think I even got one at 20K. You don't need to have this massive platform to send an email. Like in today's age, because there's so many content creators, the age of a company reaching out to you, yes, it'll happen, but you should send the email. You get essentially like a content creator resume going. You show your analytics, you show your page, you show your videos. Like there's multiple different ways to do it, but then you send that email, because what's the worst going to happen? They're not going to reply or say no. Okay, you go on to the next one.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And that business aspect, like sometimes, and like you and Joe said, sometimes we get so swept up in views and likes, but sometimes views and likes do not equate to business. Like, 100%. Views and likes look good, but if you can get positive feedback, and Joe, I know we've talked about that before, but like switching from necessarily, because they have to make sure that you're marketable.
100%.
And so if you're always talking about negative and negativity and this sucks and that sucks and I don't like this,
like that doesn't work.
Out of 10, they're not going to sponsor you.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
See the positive of like, I like this. It might have some issues, but overall, like, this is a great product. They're more likely to say, hey, yo, I'm gonna give the brand deal to you, or yo, I'm gonna take your word and I'm gonna like try you out on your word. So I think that's like really good information.
A great example, and you've had him on your show, and I actually really look up to him, is Tracy. I absolutely love Tracy. I think he's a great example of someone who knows how to be positive and to be able to sell yourself. Now, you know, I've talked about how I do interview content, fact content. I do skits as well. A lot of my skits are the general idea of trying to stay in that positive mindset of skits is because I was so inspired by Tracy as well. Starting off, I love Tracy. Don't think he knows I exist till now, but like I love Tracy. I think his content. I think his content's amazing. I know. I think his content's amazing. I just think he's such Tracy's a positive outlook on anime in the community and everything. And the dude's videos are just phenomenal every single time. And some people are just meant to be that funny, and he will absolutely always be that funny. And I will never try to be a Tracy Allen, but I could take aspects that he does and put my spin on it.
Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely. Take inspiration from. You're not necessarily trying to copy Tracy, but take inspiration and add that to what you do. Yeah.
And that's what a lot of content creators do is you got to take inspiration. Take inspiration and put your take on it. What are you going to do in your version of the content that you're trying to provide?
So, how has anime impacted your life in general? And side question, what is that moment or time that anime got you through something or maybe helped you made a decision or anything like that? Was there any difficult times that anime really saw you through, or there was again a tough decision that maybe you had to make and you thought of an anime and was like, oh yeah, I know what to do now?
Oh, I'm gonna give you two examples. One is gonna revolve the gym. The other one is gonna revolve my lovely fiance. So the first one, and I actually just recently did a bunch of interviews on this. I went to the Arnold Fitness Expo recently, which no one would ever think, why the f*** is he going to a fitness expo talking about anime? But I knew from my experience, I've been in the fitness industry for years. Like I've done bodybuilding, powerlifting, and now I'm currently a strongman competitor. So I also do a lot of fitness stuff.
Oh, hey, I did not know that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I do a lot of things. It's the ADD. But
talk about it.
Right. One thing that I think growing up as well, also being, athletic or in the fitness industry, is I've met so many weebs in the gym. So I always knew there were so many weebs in the gym, especially Dragon Ball, Baki, One Punch Man, you name it. Usually a lot of the shonen animes. Yeah. So for that example, there are plenty of times that I would, because I was so influenced by Goku and getting stronger. I mean, heck, I even used Black Clover, for instance. Yami, push past your limits. That there is no reason I cannot lift 500 pounds. There is no reason I can't squat, a 450 in that mindset, because anime characters push past their limits. Yeah. And I know a lot of people in the fitness industry as well agree with that statement. They get motivated by anime characters because, they push past their limits. They get to the next level. They get to the next step, and nothing ever will, stop them. I mean, great example going to Dragon Ball Z. Let's talk about the Cell Saga. Gohan going SS2 and just annihilating Cell, that cry alone and that scream. I mean, there are plenty of awesome mixes on YouTube of that scream. I'm lifting that shit every single time. I just hear Gohan screaming in the back of my in my headphones, So that's one great example that's just definitely motivated me. It's motivated me in the gym to again push past my limits.
You said you had another one about your fiance.
I do. So the second one is, as you can tell, I got a lot of anime tattoos, and anime tattoos are amazing, and I love them, but they also mean something a little bit deeper for me. And I have Gojo, I got Sukuna, so obviously representing Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen, as amazing an anime as it is also an anime that brought me and my fiance even closer together. It's an anime that we sat from day one watching it when it first dropped to now owning all the manga, watching the premiere of the movie, just our entire relationship, I would say. And we've been together for 4 years, so our entire relationship has been Jujutsu Kaisen and also Black Clover, which I'm getting a Black Clover tattoo soon. So those two animes have really just defined how much we both love anime, but also how, we've gone ups and downs in our relationship. So it's not just a tattoo for anime, it's a tattoo of our relationship. And if you can see really closely, I have Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle. She has the exact same one making a different face, so we have matching tattoos as well because we also love Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. So mine's
man.
making a smiley face, hers making a a derpy face. So they both have different faces, but we have matching tattoos. And then Broly is just overall going back to the gym, but she's also, you know, into the gym. She does strongman, powerlifting. She's a coach. Like she does all these things. So
I did see that.
yeah, so that's also just it's a
match made in heaven.
I love her to death. She's an amazing woman. That's good I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for her, because honestly, if she never suggested to do another TikTok, I would have never done it. Ever. So like she's easily probably the reason why I'm here doing anime content.
Hey, listen, bro. Behind every great man is an amazing woman. So like that's
there you go.
You got it. You figured it out. You figured it out. It was good. I knew what you were trying to say.
I was saying, 'cause it's been the same for me as far as like if it wasn't for both my mom and my wife, but since we're talking fiance, my wife, like I wouldn't be 7 years in the league if it wasn't for my wife. Like I wasn't going to pursue the league. I was just about to have my first kid. I was like, I can't do it. Like I got to get something more secure. And if it wasn't for her, like saying no, like you need to try, you need to pursue your dreams. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But at least you said you tried it. And if it wasn't for her, man, I know who knows where I would be right now. So
she also keeps me organized, man. Like I am such a head case. Like it's so hard to get everything together. And there was even one day where I was struggling, man. I was struggling with content so bad. And she's like, well, maybe you should wake up at 6 in the morning, get that video done. Then you'll have the rest of the day. Then you should do these things as well. And then you should do that. And then we can talk. And I said, okay.
That's good stuff.
I love
man.
that.
I like, fine. I'll put in more effort. So she corrects me when I need to. ADD's a bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. I should have got medication for it, but oh well.
Nah, you're good. You'll be alright. Dope, man. That's great. A little bit more anime stuff for you. Favorite anime character, and also, unless if it's different, it could be the same character. But favorite anime character, and also character that you relate to the most.
Man, that's a hard
it
one.
Doesn't. I know the relate to character is always a hard one. And so it doesn't have to be someone from back in the day. Like it doesn't have to encompass every single anime. And I use this every time. Example every time is Isagi is it for me. Like Isagi lately from Blue Lock. I like when I watch the anime, I see myself in him. Like as far as his journey and how he adapts and does things. Like that has been me. I got other characters I probably relate to a lot more, or even that I related to earlier in my life. But that's been like the most recent one. So if you got to kind of focus more recently, that's great as well.
Blue Lock better than Haikyu? I'm just saying Haikyu is amazing, but Blue Lock is
Haikyu is
yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
Really good, dude.
I'm gonna say yes.
I think what it comes down to is personality and preference. I think they're both amazing anime. I think the person that more has like that dog mentality in them definitely would identify more with Blue Lock. But I think Haikyu also has a little bit of that as well. I'll be a little transparent.
Hey man,
honest.
it's the reason. There's a reason Blue Lock was the #1 sold anime of 2023,
yeah,
manga
like,
of 2023.
I'm not even gonna sit here. Go ahead, Joe. I'll let you go off, and then I'll go.
So I watched Blue Lock before I ever watched Haikyu, and I've been meaning to watch Haikyu for a long time. So I finally picked it up, and it was during a time, like it was during free agency last year where I didn't have a job for a while. Like I didn't get picked up to like halfway through the season, basically.
This is good.
And so
we finna clip this up. Yeah. This is good. Go ahead. We finna clip this up.
And so I was watching Haikyu, and it got me to like seeing the drive that they had, I guess the what am I trying to say? What word am I trying to say? Basically, the hard times, tribulations that they had to go through, basically to get to where they wanted to go to. Like I'm not even gonna lie, my couch is right here, my TV's right over here. I was sitting here crying, bro. Like, tell me, like, look, I can't watch this show anymore because it's like eating away at me that I'm sitting here on my couch watching this stuff and it's motivating the heck out of me. But I can't do anything with that. You know what I'm saying? As far as football wise and sports wise, like obviously I could take that into working out and training and being a dad and being a father, whatever. But like as far as the sports aspect of it goes, like I couldn't do anything with it. And so Haikyu definitely has a new special place in my heart. But Blue Lock, man, is just different, bro. It just really is different.
Just agree. Just agree that it's better. It's fine. We agree.
I'm not. Yeah,
yeah, it's better.
I saw Haikyu first, and I enjoyed Haikyu. Again, shout out to Brandon, Johnny, like all the guys over at Clubhouse and well now Twitter, because they're doing great things over that way. But Tony too. Anyway, I got started. I watched Haikyu first, and Haikyu was like absolutely phenomenal. Great anime, teamwork, like all of that was good. I saw Blue Lock, and I was like, okay. First of all, like storyline, like got me off rip. But then first of all, I love the fact that they have so many characters and they like really highlight every single character, what they're going through, their ups, their downs, their tribulations. And not only that, but I believe that there is a character that everybody can see themselves in. For me, it's Rio. Bruh, the fact that I feel like sometimes I can copy things to a T, whether that's me playing piano, whether that's me like doing editing work. Like Joe will send me something, it'll take me a minute to figure out. He's like, edit this. It'll take me a minute, but I'll figure it out. But it's never like 100%. It is always 99.9. Like I can never ever get it to Joe's 100. I can only get it to like my 99.999. Like it is never 100% the way that I want it to. And so like I saw myself more in Blue Lock than I did in Haikyu. And then if you get into the manga, manga hits different.
Yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of manga, but especially Jujutsu Kaisen, man. I'm reading the heck out of Jujutsu Kaisen.
I'm at 245. I'm at 245. I'm a couple of chapters behind.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to catch up eventually, but I'm not. I need to.
I know a lot of people like want to say they like, oh, it's overhyped. It's overhyped. I'm like, you clearly just don't read the manga. Let's just be honest. Like, you say it's overhyped. You don't read the manga. Point blank. Period. Like, you don't understand how good Jujutsu Kaisen is. And I will die on this hill. It is the best new gen anime. If you want to consider a new gen anime top 3, big 3, whatever, it is the best anime of the new century.
I also believe we really need to like think about words and what words mean. Like overhyped, underhyped. Like I don't think
overhyped because everyone is liking it, and also all these companies keep freaking doing collaborations with it. It got a collab. It got a collab with Fortnite before One Piece. Like
Joe,
it went.
Listen, I'm not hitting on JJK. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, great. So let's go. Let's go down this slippery slope real quick before we ask questions.
We said we were done with that.
I know.
We said we were done with that.
But we got Blake here.
So you're in the confessional booth right here. What do you have to say about Jujutsu Kaisen?
No, it's not even Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's not JJK. I enjoy JJK.
Oh, JJK is great. Do you think that Demon Slayer is overhyped?
Yes. I do. I'm sorry. I do. I will make my explanation again. It is quality mid. I think it is quality mid. It is up there. I enjoyed the show. I loved the manga. It was great. I read it through. I had issues with it. It was not perfect, but I read it through. I read it faster than you did, P. I really enjoyed the manga.
What that mean?
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I just think, I think what it is it like we've talked about. It has brought a whole new generation into anime. That's what it is. It has brought a whole new generation. So all these new people.
Naruto did the same thing, and nobody ever says that that's overhyped.
But it's part of the. Listen, we're not talking about Naruto right now. I'm not doing that. Demon Slayer brought a whole new generation into anime, which I am grateful for because it's allowed a lot of things to happen for the anime community. It's also caused a lot of issues, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I think because of so many people, that was their first anime as far as the new gen anime and what's going on now with COVID and stuff. It just like that was the first thing they knew, and they haven't really seen anything before this, and so they think it's like the greatest thing.
If you were hold up. If you're going by storytelling, overhyped. But I will give Demon Slayer the credit. Animation, it is untouched. Animation's untouched.
Don't go to the show.
Animation's untouched, dude. Season 3 was rough, but that season 2 fight scene, will live in my head rent free. That season 2 fight scene, Mugen Train, like come on.
Even with it being rough, it was still great. Like that's the thing. Like even with it being rough,
season 3 was still good.
It was
just a little. It was a little. Like getting off of season 2, dude. Getting off of season 2, going on to season 3 is really hard to compete with. Off of season 2.
A lot of anime do that. Number one, like not every anime, because you have to have time for the story to develop and grow. So not every, even with
not a season 2 though. I would say season 2 is where
Attack on Titan.
No, but I would say, hear me out. I would say where season 2 in animes usually is where they suffer, not enhance. Season 3 is where Demon Slayer suffered.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
I don't think that's necessarily an issue, because if it leans itself to the story to like get a little bit more information to the story, which I think season 3 absolutely did, then I'm okay with that. My biggest thing is that, like, for Demon Slayer, this generation, it is what Naruto was for the previous generation, and I never. Why
are we having this conversation we've already had multiple times though? Like we've already
I am just saying, I never hear Naruto as being an overhyped anime, like ever.
But I think people point out
and number one
all the time.
But number one, and number two, sometimes I think that we get storylines like does again, and we've talked about this. Does Demon Slayer have like the most complicated storyline? Not at all. But when did every storyline have to be an Attack on Titan?
It doesn't.
Like it doesn't. Yeah. Again, and we've talked about this before.
And if we really are honest here, does the ending of Attack on Titan did it fumble the bag? Did it fumble? I'm not a fan, dude. I'm not a fan, dude. I'm the fan of the manga ish. The anime, I think I'm just I'm like
I had never a problem.
I didn't have a problem.
Yeah, I had no problem.
Not a huge problem. I think it's still great. I'm not like, oh my god, it ruins the whole series. It just kind of puts like a nice. Absolutely. It makes like a little like an ew in my stomach. Only because I think the problem with Attack on Titan is that it took so long to finish.
Yes.
There was such a big wait. That was its biggest problem. If it was only like, I don't know, it took 4 years of an anime, I think it would be the greatest anime of all time. But because it took so long, and the part 1, part 2, part 4 bullshit, all that controversy, once you get to that ending, no matter what, most people are going to be unsatisfied.
Yeah, for
agreed.
sure.
And me and Joe have talked about this too. And I'll stand 10 toes down. We are not used to anime endings, so I think like when an anime ends, because we have like such a high like expectation of it ending,
it has to be like perfection.
It has to be like perfection, and we rarely get endings. Which I thought this ending was good. We rarely get endings that are just like great. Even if we look at a Code Geass or a Death Note.
I knew you were just about to say that, bro, because I've told Joe this. I told Joe my comparison is I think the ending of Code Geass is better than Attack on Titan.
You have said that. He has said that.
Because I think the end of Code Geass is a better representative of what the main character should have done, and I wish I would have saw that through Attack on Titan.
I think they're two different characters, number one.
Yes.
And number two,
but the endings could be similar. The endings could slightly be similar in the of self-sacrifice.
But I don't think it would lean itself to like Eren and like the menace that he is. Like, honestly, if Eren was to flip and be a good guy, I would be pissed. Because that is not what his character was.
I mean, he wouldn't have to be. He wouldn't have to be a good guy, but he could still sacrifice in a sense if you're going with like the Code Geass approach.
But I think that's what Lelouch,
like a master plan.
But I think that's the difference between him and Lelouch is that Lelouch, like you could always sense that Lelouch was never like a real villain or a real bad guy. Now, do I think it was like anticlimactic that it ended that way? 100%. I never sensed the fact that he was like a villain's villain. With Eren, I got villain. When we stepped into season 3 or at the end of season 2, when he's staring out in the water, I was like, villain man. Like, this man is going to kill people.
Dude, I guess you must be a psychic, bro, because I literally thought Lelouch was like villain, dude.
I haven't finished Code Geass still to this day.
Oh, we
I
can't
know.
say anything. We can't say anything. We can't say anything. He's got to finish it.
It's fine because it's been out for however long. Like I'm not tripping. I'm going to watch it.
Bro, you could finish it. I promise you could finish it like a week. Easily,
I know
finish it in a week.
I know I could.
If anyone needs a recommendation, go watch Code Geass. Literally, it's so fast. You can finish it like this.
Okay, sorry. We kind of
because
we have to talk about anime. This is an anime podcast, guys.
Yeah, but I'm tired of explaining myself on Demon Slayer, bro.
Never.
P, we just said in the last episode we were done.
Here's the thing: I don't necessarily disagree with either of you. I think they're both things can be true. But if we are gonna like, okay, let's take it the bigger picture. Anything that's called anything that is overhyped, is it solely because of popularity of the masses?
That is what I think people give the definition to.
Yeah, okay. I think that's the main component to it being overhyped. I think it's that there are so many.
Because I feel like we as a collective are gonna take overhyped as in, you know, we're looking at the details of the story, we're looking at the animation, we're going analytic with it. But I think the mass that say something is overhyped are coming from a perspective of because everyone's talking about it and everyone likes it.
I think for me, that's a part of it. I think the bigger part is not only is everybody talking about it, but everybody is putting it up here. Like I don't have a problem with the whole world talking about a show. Like we can all talk about how great Demon Slayer is, but I think like everyone, I genuinely think like Demon Slayer is here, but the masses have it all the way up here, and I just don't agree with that.
But to argue that,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead.
I'm saying, but again, it's because of it brought so many new people into it, and so all the new people have it up here. Are there some people who've been around that have been around with anime for a long time that also have it up there? Absolutely, but the mass majority of those people are people who just started with Demon Slayer.
But sometimes that's why I think when we get into like our hypocritical mode, because I think people, and again, not to like slander or bring up Naruto, but I think people did or still do the same thing. Like Naruto does not have the best story, and we've been through this. Naruto doesn't have 100%. The best story. It was dropped in Shippuden. Like there was a lot of issues with Naruto as a whole, but people will still will put that as their top 1, top 2, top 3. The same with Demon Slayer. It has its issues, but because like it was like that anime for a lot of people, people are going to put it at their top 1 and 2. My biggest argument is that we see the argument with Demon Slayer as it's overhyped and like all of that stuff, but we do not get that same for Naruto, which I think Naruto is incredibly overhyped.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but to another point, we're gonna get really off track on this one. What's better? New gen, old gen.
Listen, I mean, I'm just gonna go old gen. I think. Sorry, let me explain. I think they are better in different ways. Obviously, new gen animation wise is going to just take over
story pacing,
but because of technology. Right,
but also storyline.
The way they had to animate, the way they had to do, what's it called, cell animation? The way they had to do cell animation for anime back in the day and cartoons back in the day, it's like that's just kind of how that's going to. Like, it's just going to take longer, right? It's going to take longer to get stuff out and to do stuff versus now we got computers that can do it for us, right?
Let me add this now.
I think that plays a factor into it.
Let me add this now. Take One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. They're made this year. Are they still as good? Get rid of the filler.
No. One Piece.
Get rid of the filler. Get rid of.
Let's be real. None of them will be.
Hold on, wait. One Piece getting rid of the filler and like how. And
make it animations better. Get rid of the filler. Like I'm talking like One Piece is easy to
One Piece would. If you get rid of filler and the constant recaps with One Piece for sure does it because the story is just that good.
I
think One Piece stands the test of time, but those other two,
Naruto. You said Naruto
and Bleach.
Yeah, think about it. They come out this year. New animation, better story pacing.
Oh, it's 100% way better than it was in the year of 2000 plus.
So you would say they make up they would stand the test of time.
I think One Piece for sure. I cannot for sure say Naruto and Bleach. I can't.
Bleach, I can't say for sure. Also, to be honest, because look at look at Blood War right now. It's fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but like,
yeah.
So why are you on the fence about Naruto then?
I'm not. Naruto. I'm like,
yeah.
Because here's the problem with Naruto. Besides the first arc, you had the 3 other arcs that were just fillers. You're gonna do the first arc, then essentially jump into Shippuden. Because I would say like Naruto didn't get super good till Shippuden. Like super duper good. Besides the first arc in Naruto, the first arc in Naruto is fantastic, one of the best arcs ever. Then you have a lot of filler. You have a lot of filler in OG Naruto, and then Shippuden kicks into high gear.
Wait.
He has the opposite opinion that Naruto Part 1 is better than Shippuden.
Yeah.
No, I 100% part 1 of Naruto is great, but the rest of the parts of Naruto fall off for me, and then it doesn't get good again till Shippuden. If you're getting rid of all the filler and you're updating everything, does Naruto stand the test of time with a newer version of Naruto in that aspect?
That's a question for you, Pete. The thing with me and Naruto, bro, it's been so like, I'm bad with remembering the details of Naruto. Just to be completely honest, like I enjoyed Naruto. I remember Shippuden for me. Like I rushed through Shippuden so fast just to say I finally caught up and watched it. I literally remember myself like binging through that in college, like my last 2 years of college. So I can't. My opinions on Naruto are very like minimal
because like a lot of don't get me wrong, like a lot of the filler, like it is what it is, but it got you closer to those characters to get you even more excited for Shippuden. If you do not have those filler episodes for Naruto, does it still make it as impactful as it was?
Yes. I will say yes. I think Naruto Part 1, even before the filler did, and some filler, did absolutely get you like closer. But I do believe Naruto Part 1, before the filler, did a really good job at introducing side characters. Now Shippuden did a whole nother thing, and I don't think we necessarily needed the filler to like get Tenten or to get Choji or to get Shikamaru or to get Rock Lee or to get like, I feel like we had a good, or Neji. Like I don't think we needed like the fillers to like actually get some of these characters. I think Part 1 did a really good job at, especially being the time that it was. They did, I don't want to say a good job, they did an okay job at fleshing out majority of these characters. From the Chunin exams, we got to see a lot more from the Sasuke retrieval arc to get like more into people's backgrounds. Even when it came to Choji, even Shikamaru was like, we got a little bit more. Well, actually, we got Shikamaru probably more in Shippuden. I think Part 1 did a really good job at addressing the side characters and us getting to know them. I don't think we necessarily need all of that filler to get these side characters. So I think it still would have done fine. Okay, Joe, take it away, Joe. Question.
Well, I'm trying to see where to pick up next because we did answer a lot.
I was about to say, did we answer the favorite anime character or the character that he could relate to?
Oh no, we didn't. Actually, we did not even answer that, dude. We went on such a tangent. Dude.
How do we even get from that to?
I don't know, dude. We had some deep conversations.
I mentioned Blue Lock, and then we went to Haikyu.
Oh yeah, we went to Blue Lock, and that was it.
That's what it was.
Oh my god!
So favorite anime character.
We're so sorry for your editing.
Anime character that you can relate to. It's fine, bro. It's completely fine. I'll keep it. I'll let it flow how it flowed. It's all good.
All right, cool. I'll give you. I'm just giving you the top 3 characters that I can think of that are my favorite. Broly for Dragon Ball Z. New Broly, not old Broly. New Broly has a way better personality. I'm gonna go with Yami from Black Clover. Again, I mean, like, I like it to dub, so Christopher Sabat, he's the man.
Yes.
Third one, I'm gonna go on the bad side and go Ghetto. I also met the dub voice actor, and I love him as a person. So I'm gonna go with Ghetto. I mean, honestly, like all the Jujutsu Kaisen characters, but my favorite's also Ghetto. I love Ghetto. I love the fallen angel stories. You know, I love characters that are, you know, fallen and they're like, I don't know, They seem the realist. If that seems dark,
that makes sense.
You know,
that makes sense though.
Character I can relate to. I don't know why, but I'm going for Asta from Black Clover for some reason, because I feel like I was kind of a loud, annoying little kid, and like I freaking because Asta, once he like figures out his shit, he's badass as hell. Like I think he's badass. For jokes, I almost said Yamcha from Dragon Ball. I mean, that's how I go to bed. Actually, is
balled up like that.
The Yamcha getting blown up by the Cybermen.
Do you think that Cybermen are planetary?
Dude, we don't want to get into a discussion of power scaling.
Okay, we won't.
It's all
won't
over
do
the
that.
place, bro. Look, this might be a hot take, but if you take power scaling seriously, go touch grass. please go touch grass, because the power scaling irritates the hell out of me. Every universe in anime, you're making me going off on a tangent. Every universe in anime has their own respective scaling and their respective like mathematics, and you know they're not all the same. Everyone has a different height and level, and Dragon Balls is all over the place. Even Toriyama's admitted to it. He's like, I don't care, power him up. But Toriyama, it's Krillin. Yeah, power him up. I want him to almost beat Goku. But Goku's on God level.
Great.
No, it's fine.
I enjoyed that scrimmage. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed that scrimmage. Krillin is my favorite.
100%. It's great. 100%.
So let's talk about your life as a content creator. Are you a full-time content creator, or do you have a job outside of that? If yes, what are the joys and difficulties of becoming or of like being an actual content creator full time? And if no, is it something that you would like to do full time?
Ooh, what a good question. So I would say I am very happy to be a part-time content creator. I do have a job as well. But I'm able to do this and do another job. I'm also very fortunate with that job that I only work 3 days a week. I do work very long hours. I work 32 hours with those 3 days a week, but the job that I am doing gives me the opportunity to be able to create other content. I think I found out a long time ago, and especially with so many people being content creators, it's very, 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 very hard to become a full-time content creator. Unless you are like the top, and I'm talking like the top, to make an actual living depending on your expenses. Like if you live home with your parents, nothing wrong with that. And if you don't have a lot of expenses, yeah, you could be a full-time content creator. But, you know, like I have a house, I have animals, I have a fiance. Like, you know, like once you tack on more responsibilities, I mean, heck, even Joe knows having a kid, like more things that cost even more. A full-time content creator is a very... Yeah, it's a very hard thing to, you know, to not necessarily imagine. It's just a hard thing to achieve. And I across all platforms, I'm at 200,000 followers. I feel like some people would see that and be like, oh, he has to be a full-time content creator. No. Yeah. To make an actual living, not just like a nice little paycheck here and there, like an actual living for expenses. And this is to any content creator listening out there. It is very, 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 very hard to go full time. Would I want to do it? Yes. But I also do like kind of working, because I think it kind of helps the creative mind to take a second and step away from everything. And, you know, kind of a good balance to do the 9 to 5. And while I'm doing my 9 to 5, you know, it gives me a chance to miss creating content, to where now my content is going to be better because it's a little bit more of I'm ready to make a video now, versus like, you know, trying to shoot something every day where I'm just like, oh man, dude, I'm bored. I'm sick of it, because, you know, what is the saying? Every job ends up becoming a job, and I don't want content creating ever to become a job. I want it to be as fun as it is. You know, yes, can I make a little bit of a living on it? I would absolutely love that. Yeah. To be able to, again, to split it, you know, do a part-time job, do this as well. I think that's the perfect balance. I think with life, everyone needs balance. Yeah. And that's just me. So yeah, any content creators out there that are trying to really shoot for that, you know, full-time content creator job, maybe just step back for a second, breathe, reevaluate a little bit. Just my personal own advice. Look at your content. Look if you really, really want to do this for a long time, because mentally it's rough.
We definitely aren't doing this full time, and since we started back up in February. It's been or January. We started back in January. I think we started recording in January.
We had our
I'm
last January.
2 months. I'm like tired.
No, yeah.
Like I'm
Hey,
still
man,
enjoying it, but I'm tired. You know,
a lot of podcast. I don't know if you guys are doing this, but a lot of podcasters, what they'll do is they'll do seasons, which I'm pretty sure you guys do seasons. You do 10 episodes per season, take a break, 10 episodes per season, and I think that's a great way to talk about what I said is just work-life balance, just balance.
Yeah. The first season was, I think we had 10 episodes for our first season. We did every other week. Our plan is definitely to do more this season because we plan on doing weekly. And also with my job and career, it kind of forces seasons a little bit. We do want this one to be a little bit more than what it was the first time. So we'll see how this plays out.
Okay. This hurt my heart. Hurt my heart so bad. I actually put this hoodie on for a reason. Why don't you like Yu Yu Hakusho?
Me, I like Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay, you know what's weird? I love the live action. I thought the live action was awesome. I know that's so weird.
Pretty good.
I thought it was really freaking good. It made me want to rewatch Yu Yu because it's been forever since I've seen Yu Yu Hakusho. It's been a long time. I know it's a goat. I know it's a great anime. No, you know I like it. I like it. You know what anime that I can't get under though? Hunter x Hunter. I can't do Hunter x Hunter, bro.
Interview's over, guys. Appreciate your time. We out.
What you that big of a Hunter x Hunter fan, Joe?
Oh, he absolutely is.
Bro, Gon is one of the worst MCs, bro. Everyone else in that show is better than Gon. Everyone else in that show is better than Gon. Gon's the MC. Man's got daddy issues.
Hey, some of us got daddy issues. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm glad we're being honest here. I see you have Trunks in your mic. That really makes sense now.
Oh no, this is Gohan.
Is that Gohan?
It's Gohan. It's blurred.
That's one up Gohan. What happened?
It's Gohan. Hold on.
Is that Gohan? That's
that looked like
Super
Trunks,
Saiyan
bro.
1.
Yeah, it's Super Saiyan 1 Gohan.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You're fine. Well, Gohan still has daddy issues too.
He does.
For being honest,
Trunks,
his dad.
Trunks is one of my favorites as well. But Trunks' father is also one of my favorites. So,
dude, I'm going on a tangent again. Let's bring back the muscle from Dragon Ball Z, man. Trunks had the drip, dude.
Oh my gosh,
Trunks had the drip with the purple hair. Lady killer every time. Man killer too. Honestly, I wish I could pull off a jacket like that.
Dang, I swore I had him with the purple hair too. I don't know where it's at, but
yeah. Okay, you said you like Yu. Okay, before we get into,
is it weird that the live action brought me back to it though? Is it weird that I'm like,
it really is?
No,
no. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's good. The live action, dude. The fight choreography was awesome.
We've talked about this before, Joe, and this is why I think live actions belong sometimes. And again, like, yes, Blake does watch anime, but again, I do believe sometimes like live adaptations will bring you back to the anime, or it may, for people who may not ever watch anime, it gets them at least a little bit acclimated to maybe want to go and watch the anime, whether that's Avatar: The Last Airbender, whether that is Yu Yu Hakusho, whether that's One Piece. If the live adaptation is good enough, it will get maybe say, let me go check this out. Let me go check out the anime, or let me go check out the cartoon.
I'll give you another great example. My fiance absolutely loves the live action One Piece. Will never watch One Piece. She hates regular One Piece. She loves the live action. She says, I will watch the live action every single time. I love it.
My wife, well, she's not an anime fan, but she did enjoy the One Piece live action. So I'm gonna see when they come out with the remake if I can get her to watch that.
The remake might work. I'm excited for it, dude. I think they're gonna do a good job. It's Wit Studio. I think they're gonna do a great job.
Exactly. So,
real quick, Joe, before we get to question 8, because we did not talk about this, and I just if we can spend maybe 10 minutes of it.
It's not gonna be 10, it's gonna be 20, but yes, go ahead.
I know I'm not gonna say too much of anything. Black Clover, and FairyTail. We can all agree that FairyTail is trash, so I guess we don't need to really put too much emphasis on this.
Whoa. Let's not say all. Hold on. Let's not say all, because I have not finished. I'm not fully caught up on FairyTail. I have enjoyed Fairy Tail. I will not call it trash, but I will not be mad at you guys for calling it trash. So I just want to
will
put that
say-
out there.
I'll give it
That's
lower
all I want
mid.
to say.
Lower mid.
Again,
it's been too long, so I can't fully say. But I know I did not hate the show or think it was trash when I was watching it.
I'm at Jalof's Tower, and again, that's what I told Tracy, and I did tell Tracy I was going to pick it back up. I have not yet, but I really am going to pick it back up because everybody keeps saying that it does get better, and so I really do want to pick it up. And we talked about this with Tracy. I just find it really hard that I have to watch 52 plus episodes of something for it to finally get good, or for it to finally not feel random. Oh no, that's not my problem with Black Clover. And again, Black Clover.
Oh, let me guess. Your problem with Black Clover is it's a copy of Naruto. You can use that excuse.
Oh, so let me tell you what. It's just not a copy of Naruto. It's a copy of a couple of. They do tropes like, whew, so many tropes in Black Clover. Like Jesus.
You know what Black Clover does that a lot of animes don't do? They do a great job of female. They do a great job of female representation, where the Black Clover 100%. Women are actually strong and independent. They're strong and independent, and they're not about big tits and uwoos.
Agreed. I think yes, they have a strong female presence, and I also believe that their side characters do an amazing job. I enjoy their side characters better than I enjoy like the main, which is Asta.
No, because Black Clover is designed. Here's the thing: Black Clover is designed.
Oh, come on, Miss Armstrong. No, that's Mihawk.
Is that not Mihawk? Riza Hawkeye.
Black Clover is designed for you to fall in love with a character because they will give you enough story to fall in love with individual characters. You don't have to like the main character to like Black Clover. You could fall in love with other characters from Black Clover, and they will have plenty of screen time.
I guess my biggest thing is like it's just a bunch of tropes put into one, or even a bunch of anime just put into one anime. You have Asta who wants to become Hokage. You have he actually not having a quirk. You have him wanting to join the guild, which is FairyTail. Like there's just like so many anime put into this one anime, and I'm like, just be a little bit original. I
got nothing to say, bro. When Pete gets like this, I leave it to the guests to just have at it. So have at it.
You're going with Black Clover copies multiple tropes from different animes. My argument would be a lot of animes take inspiration from other animes, though. Like, you could just tag team everything. I would make the argument that Bleach and Jujutsu Kaisen are very similar.
I agree. But I think that there are anime who do it well, and there are anime that do it mid. And Black Clover just does it mid. Like, yeah, like they take a bunch of tropes, but it's just that. Like, it's not, they don't do anything outside of like just that. It's nothing extraordinary. It's just that they took a bunch of tropes, they put it into one anime, and that's it. They didn't really expand. And not to mention, like, if we get into like world building, it's not really that great of a world building. You took pretty much the four suits of a card and you put them into kingdoms. Like, it's just not, you took grimoires, which we already have. FairyTail, like you just took a bunch.
You can't blame them to do grimoires because like take any medieval fantasy whatever, dude. Yeah. Come on, D&D, Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. Like, if we played that game, no one would be satisfied. Each of them got something from somebody. I could be a Tolkienist. I could be a Tolkienist and say everything else medieval sucks because Tolkien created everything medieval.
But I just think that there are a lot of anime that like play those tropes, but play it a little bit better. Now, does Black Clover have like some aspects that I absolutely love? Yes, their main characters are great, even though their power system is kind of like just midline. The fact that they're able to like mix and match their like abilities, like two people can tag team and do like one like absolutely amazing. I think that's absolutely amazing. Again, I do like their side characters.
Like, you're going off of Black Clover is mid, so you're like, what would you rank it out of 10? What would you say?
It's like a 5 or 6.
Damn. See, I would at least give it a 7. Like, I could understand there's some issues on it. I could see it a 7. It's not like a 9, and it's not in my top 3. It's in my top 5. But like,
Preston is Preston is very harsh with his rankings. Like, a 6 is still like a decent show for P. It takes a lot for him to get to 7 and 8. It really does.
Yeah, damn.
He's
I mean,
very harsh
I
with
wouldn't
his
give it an
rankings.
8. I know it has its flaws. I mean, it takes like 100 episodes for it to even get good.
Like even the pacing is good though, but the pacing, like they paced it really well. There's no filler. Yeah, they do have like some recap episodes.
It takes a minute though. Like
involved.
to Asta to really
It does.
enjoy Asta takes a minute.
Yeah,
it does. Like it
Oh, yeah.
does. You know,
The Eye of the Midnight Sun, like I was like, do I really like y'all as a villainous group?
it wasn't good till the elf arc though. Like once they like discovered what the Midnight Sun was, and like it was the elf. The elf arc is like the best arc.
Yes.
But what I will say, and I am at the manga portion to where Julius has just like revealed.
There was a major manga spoiler, and this was the best way I could figure out to transition, so enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, manga is lit. Like I'm not even gonna sit here and say like that's mid. Like manga, I'm giving like 7.5. Like
So you
it's
categorize
really
them differently.
good.
You take manga separately to the anime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Promise. Well, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to mention that show. No, we're not mentioning that show. I don't think Blake likes that show.
No. No, I do. Season 1 was great. Season 2 fell off.
Okay. Well, then we're good. I was
You're
saying
good.
that's
good.
one like we enjoyed the manga for Promise Neverland, but did not enjoy the anime.
Right.
All right, let's move on. We got 2 little games for you to play here,
no.
Blake. And then we got one final question for you as well, and then we'll wrap it up from there.
Joe, you bet.
I'm gonna do this. I mean, I did Tracy good, so we'll see how Blake does. I think Blake will be a little bit smarter than Tracy was. So hopefully we'll see how that
I did see that video, Tracy. If you're watching, I have no hopes for myself now.
All right, anime blind ranking, Blake Koala edition. All right, first show, Ninja Kamui. I think we're off to a good start, Pete.
This show's popping off right now too, dude.
It is.
And I'm also biased
This
because
is going to make a break.
the director of this season is the same director as the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen. You can see his animation style within Ninja. So a lot of the fight scenes are very, very similar, and they're very smooth.
Yeah.
And I'm
Very
really
smooth.
liking how it's going. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna go 5. And I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
I was not expecting that. Okay.
This is about to be like the perfect.
I'm so ready.
All right, next. Yeah. All right, next one we got DBZ.
I'm gonna go. It's doing number 1. It's going number 1. I'm not playing. It's going number 1. I'm gonna cry if I got anything else that's not
Perfect.
that.
Next one we will go with FairyTail. You only got 2, 3, or 4 left.
I know. I'm thinking strategic because I don't know what the rest that you've done. I'm gonna go with 3.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna go with 3 because I don't trust you. I'm gonna go with 3. I don't trust you, so I'm going with 3.
All right, next one is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Nice. 2. I don't care what the
You're
it's in 4. It's in 4. It should be fine, right?
Black Clover.
I'm so mad it's under FairyTail, but we'll be fine. We'll survive. We'll survive.
All right, well, then there you go.
I'm so mad. But if I had to make the list, you want me to make the top 5 list?
Let's do overall, like pure
Okay,
style,
overall.
everything taken. Yeah, overall.
Okay, we'll start with 5. We're gonna go with Code Geass. Number 4 is Vinland Saga. Number 3 is gonna be Jujutsu Kaisen. Number 2, One Piece. Dragon Ball number 1.
Okay.
That's a pretty solid
Hey, yo,
list.
One Piece
It's a
is
very solid list.
Yeah, I had to put One Piece out there. The journey is just
Crazy.
it's fantastic. The journey is fantastic.
the manga
And
right
to be
now.
fair, One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen does switch. Depends on what chapter I read in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Those definitely switch. I love both for so many different reasons. The only thing for One Piece, if it were to like going back to what we were talking about earlier, you know, that could be the one show that because it's been going on for so long, taking the AOT example, that I don't think a lot of people are going to be happy with the ending, no matter what the ending is, because One Piece has been going on for so long. I think it's going to be a divisive. It's going to be a divisive ending.
I will say Oda has already said that it's not going it's going to be a very tangent something. So like first of all,
I wanted to end sad. Like I wanted to end sad in the sense of like you feel like you ended the journey with Luffy. Like I feel like a sad ending would be the best ending because he went on such a long journey. Like a happy, sad ending. Like everyone's crying.
I feel like Luffy's going to die at the end.
Or Zoro.
Yeah.
Or Zoro. Yeah, somebody's dying at the end.
Not Zoro. Don't let it be Zoro.
But I feel like Zoro would be so impactful, you know? Like, yes, Luffy, but I feel like Zoro would be worse.
Also, like Brook and Laboon, like I think Laboon is probably going to die before Brook can get there. Like I feel like it's going to be like the revisit of a lot of stories are going to be sad. But maybe I'll make a video on that one day. Anyway, rapid fire questions. These just a couple of questions that we're gonna throw out. If you could hang with any anime character for a day, who would it be?
It's not very rapid there, Blake.
No, it's not. It's a lot. I thought about these questions before. Okay, I dream about them. Goku, probably Goku.
What anime would you recommend to a noob?
Ooh, you know, I'm gonna go with Code Geass because I think mech animes need some more respect, and I think Code Geass is a very easy anime to watch. Again, it's only 2 seasons, like 45 episodes, not even, maybe.
That's a solid amount.
Yeah, it's a really something easy to get into. The characters are very likable, and also too many people say Demon Slayer, so I gotta change it up and say Code Geass.
Got you. Would you rather have a grimoire or Kai? Or Ki?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with grimoire.
I was not expecting you to go that route.
Yeah, I almost said Kai, but like a grimoire would be cool. Help with house chores.
Depending on what you got.
Yeah, depending what I got. Oh, yeah.
If you got isekai into a world, what would you want it to be?
I think currently, because I'm watching it, probably Solo Leveling. Even though it's like a hybrid isekai, I really do like how Solo Leveling is doing it. Versus things like Overworld or Sword Art, trash. Besides the first season. But
there you go, Joe.
I think I like how Solo Leveling is doing. I think I like how Solo Level is doing it because it reminds me of Skyrim, and I love Skyrim, and I think it's funny.
I love Skyrim.
You know?
I don't know if I want to be isekai there. That is a harsh world.
I mean, but if you get the system, you're good.
You're also in your world, dude. You know, you're still in the world. You just are dealing with video game elements versus getting isekai'd to somewhere else where you have to start a new life.
What anime truly motivates you?
Definitely Dragon Ball.
Oda rushes to finish One Piece, or Oda never finishes One Piece?
I think this hits different too
It's so
after
different.
Toriyama.
Yeah, after Toriyama, like I absolutely know my answer.
I think
this has been the best question so far, P.
Yeah,
like,
no,
everyone has a hard time.
I think my first initial reaction to this question was rushing to finish One Piece.
Are you sticking with it?
Yeah. I think there would be a reason for why he would have to rush it. And I think the reason for why he would have to rush it, he would think in overdrive and get it done. And I think he would know what the ending should be if he was forced to finish it fast. I think he is a genius, and I think he is smart enough to be able to, regardless, give us an ending that he wanted if it was rushed.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that answer.
You're the first to say that.
And
that's what Pete wants.
I agree.
That's what Pete wants.
Like I said, I just cannot die without One Piece finishing. Like if Oda got to put a rush on that, I can't.
My answer might have been different if the Akira Toriyama thing just did not happen like as recently as it did, but like just because that just happened, I'm going with that answer. Yeah. Because I'd rather see the finish. I'd rather see the finished piece. Yeah. You know, because even being a Dragon Ball fan, like I'm hoping he has keynotes somewhere. I really don't know what's going to happen with Super.
Okay. First anime crush.
That's a hard one. I think I'm going to go with Android 18.
Oh, yes.
I almost wanted to say Yoruichi, though. Yoruichi wasn't until later.
Favorite anime villain?
Okay, I'm going to go a little weird on this one. I'm going to go to Dragon Ball Super. I love Goku Black. I thought the concept of Goku Black was fantastic. I love the theories of Goku
Agreed.
Black. You know, I thought they had something really special there, regardless how it turned out. I just think that concept was great. I just thought it was awesome.
It was, and they really did have something special. And geez, Goku or Vegeta?
Ooh, Goku.
Yeah, once we did this interview, I knew that was going to be.
You wanted to get into something deeper though. Like I feel like a lot of people over the years have misunderstood Goku's intentions, and this is not necessarily the fault of anyone in the sense of like how it's portrayed. But like, if you want to go to dub versus sub, a lot of people watch Dragon Ball in dub, and Sean Schmeckel is a fantastic voice actor for Goku, but unfortunately, he has also dumbed down Goku unintentionally in a lot of his voice acting to where what Goku used to be in the DB in the Dragon Ball, to where he was a very confident warrior. He knew what he stood on. He knew that he had to protect his friends and defeat the villain that was in front of him. Great example, the very, very first fight with Frieza with the original voice actor. You know, he was saying things with confidence. He knew he was going to destroy Frieza. There wasn't a goofy, giddy Goku not understanding anything. So there was like this weird shift change later on. Nothing against Schemmel whatsoever. Fantastic voice actor. I just think there is something to say that I don't think Goku should be goofy anymore. What I'm trying to get to is the reason why people like Vegeta as much is because he's to the point, he's serious, and he gets the job done. Goku used to be like that as well. Now, go back and watch that fight. You'll be like, holy shit, he's right.
And I will say, because like Dragon Ball Z was probably, it wasn't my first anime, but it was one of my first. And I didn't watch sub back then. I only know of dubbed Dragon Ball Z,
it's the most
except
popular.
for Super.
Yeah, he just makes him. I mean, it's not also his fault as well. It's not his fault because like in Super, they changed a few things as well. They just made him a little bit more kiddish. I think they were kind of going for like a kid friendly aspect for Super as well. At least for the anime. If you go into the manga, he's definitely a little bit more serious. But you know, with the whole Goku and Vegeta debate, they're Saiyans, and the Saiyan race is to be warriors, and they're aggressive, and they are freaking stepping on business, and that is it. They're gonna kill whoever they need to whoever is gonna hurt their family. And I think over time, Goku is turned into more of a goofy character, which you know it has its positives and has its negatives depending on how you look at it.
Last question: if you could watch one anime for the rest of your life, what anime would it be?
Damn, man, you're gonna make me just keep answering the same question. It's gonna be Dragon Ball. I've probably rewatched it so many times, man. Dude, I've rewatched it so many times. I rewatched Super, dude. I don't even like. I like Super. Super has its flaws, but I've rewatched Super so many times. I think it's the easiest anime to rewatch. That's when I know I really like anime. Let's be honest. That's a really good question. I think to anyone. I feel like if you're trying to debate on what your top 10, top 5 anime is what anime have you rewatched the most? And that I feel like is a good indicator if that's your favorite anime. And that should be in your top 5.
Oh, that's
He
100%.
does a Yu Yu Hakusho rewatch almost every
year. Yu Yu Hakusho, and I am on my third rewatch, third or fourth, I can't remember, of One Piece.
Dude, that's impressive. Third rewatch of One Piece. That's impressive.
Little psycho too.
That's
crazy.
impressive. But yeah, I mean, if that's how you identify it, I think that's a great way to identify it as your favorite anime. So like, you know, I've easily rewatched Dragon Ball out of everything. I've rewatched Jujutsu Kaisen multiple times. I've rewatched Black Clover. So like, I know those are my favorite. I've rewatched them all the time.
Real quick, we got one more question for you, like one more wrapped up question to kind of wrap the whole thing up. But before we do that, one more time, real quick for us, just plug your socials before everybody tries to get out of here before the end of the podcast. So one more time, go ahead and do that.
If you guys want to see some anime content with reviews, interviews, overall skits, heck, news, just overall anime in general, you can find me on TikTok and YouTube at Blake Koala. Instagram specifically, it'll Blake_Koala. But if you go to one of those socials, you'll see the beacons, and it'll take you everywhere.
Make sure you guys definitely go check out his stuff all over the place. Dude is amazing. Obviously, like you said earlier, been doing the content game for 10 plus years. So vet in the game. All right, last question for you before we get out of here, man, before we let you go. Appreciate all of your time. Is there anything you would go back and change about your content creating journey? Whether it's
Ooh.
the entire journey from 13 years ago to just the anime journey, is there anything that you would go back and change about your content creator journey?
I think I wish I did it sooner. I think I waited. Like, I definitely took too many gaps in the sense. Life happens, but I think I wish I did it sooner. It's never like everything I wish I did a little bit sooner. Like I should have already been posting on Instagram and YouTube when I was posting on TikTok, like small things like that. Or, I should have done a video that I was supposed to do prior to that. So I think if you have an indication that you should post it, just post it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You don't get a single view. I promise you'll probably get a view, but just post it. You never know what's going to happen. And I think that's the greatest advice I've even given to other content creators, that you don't know what platform is going to be your main platform. I have plenty of friends and other content creators that they do absolutely horrible on TikTok, but I gave them the advice that, hey, you just need to keep posting, and Instagram is their number one platform, or YouTube is their number one platform. You never know what that video is going to do on that platform. It could go super viral or it could do nothing. So just post everywhere, take the risk, and you might really like the outcome.
All right, man. Well, hey, we really appreciate your time, brother. Sorry again for the crazy start with technology.
Hey, man. No, it's okay.
It means a lot to us to have you on here. It was definitely a fun interview. Would love to have you back another time down the road for sure. If you're up for that. Hopefully, would love to meet you at some point here soon. Would be really, really cool to do that as well. But again, just want to say thank you for your time. And everyone else that's been tuning in, really appreciate you guys sticking around. If you have, make sure again to go follow Blake on all his socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the good stuff. Scroll
the
back
main
and
three,
see his,
the big three, like the big
yeah,
three, the main three.
There you go, like the big three. Go back and watch his stop motion Lego videos. They're hilarious. They're great. P, anything you got before we close this thing out, man?
No, man, that's all I got, man. Blake, it's been a pleasure, bro. Again, we've been following each other for a good minute, so it's finally great to actually interact, talk, and get you on the podcast,
full circle moment.
Truly appreciate it.
Sweet. Well, with that, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Bye, guys.